Hi everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Afro Nuts, and today we're going to be talking about the South African study permit application. A lot of people have been complaining about being scammed with agents and they're taking the money. So I'm going to help all of you guys. You don't need an agent for a study permit application. I'm going to be going through with you step by step with everything. The first step you need to do is the acceptance letter from a college, a school, is it primary, secondary, college, or university. So that's the first step. What you need to do is, especially if you're from maybe Zimbabwe, you need to send in your results. Is it O level or A level, or if you have any certification you need to do, depending what you need to apply for. Just send them the application that's online. Most of these schools have online registration. Once you do the online registration, the school will send you an acceptance letter. That's the first stage you need to apply with, the acceptance letter from the school. And please note, when you're applying for an acceptance letter from these colleges, make sure you do your research and check if the college is accredited. But there's some scammers colleges here, especially in Joburg CBD. There are a lot of scammers colleges that are not registered. There are a lot of colleges that are not registered under the Department of Education in South Africa. So make sure the college are accredited. So when you're applying, ask for the accreditation number from the college. I think you can search online from the Department of Education. There's somewhere where you can see the list of schools, be it Cape Town, be it Johannesburg, be it Durban. You can check there if the school is there and if it's registered under the course you want to do. Once you get the acceptance letter, the next step you need to do is to get a student medical aid. A lot of people that are coming in South Africa here, they apply with Momentum medical cover. So you just inquire, same thing, on the Google or your phone or your laptop, just type Momentum student medical cover, it will show you there. So what they'll do is with Momentum, when you apply, you apply with the number of months you want the cover with. So just to be safe, the minimum you can apply for is a year, depending on your school. Some schools want, if you're doing a degree for 3 years, they want the whole 3 years. But the minimum, the safest you can do. A lot of people have seen they've been doing 6 months and they've been getting rejection from Home Affairs. So the minimum you can do just to be on the safe side is a year. So you inquire how much it is. I think the last time that I checked, it was around 658 Rand, if I'm not mistaken. But the prices, bear in mind, they increase each and every year. So the last time I checked, around 658 per month. So you check that and you calculate 658 by 12 months. That's the amount that you need to pay. Once you apply Momentum, what they normally ask is for your passport and your acceptance letter from the school in order for you to apply for the medical aid. Once you do your payment, even if you're in Zimbabwe, even in South Africa, once you do your payment, they will send you the medical aid cover. That's the second step you need to do. Once you have that, you put that on the side. The next step you need to take after you have your medical aid cover is to do your medical test. That's your medical report and your radiological report. So with the radiological, you can go to any private hospital, even the government one, ask them to do a radiological report for your study permit. You be specific. There's a form that they have. They'll do those tests. After they do those tests, then they'll give you the report. Then the medical report, you go to any medical practitioner or private doctor or private hospital or even a government one. I'm not sure, but I normally use private hospitals or private practitioner. You tell them you want to do a medical report for a student permit. Then they'll give you a form. The form's already there. So those are the main two forms that you do for the medical test. So now we are on the third thing. So you're ready now, you're holding your acceptance letter, you're holding your medical aid cover for student permit for Momentum, and you now have your medical report. That's your radiological and your medical report from the doctor. Okay, the fourth step that you need to take now is the police clearance. They normally ask the police clearance of your country that you're coming from. So, for example, I'll give it for Zimbabwe. From Zimbabwe, you need to get the international police clearance from any police department there in your hometown. Be it Harare, Bulawayo, Gweru, whatever town you have, you need to have police clearance. So normally the police clearance, the last time I checked, was around $30 or $50, if I'm not mistaken. Depending, the emergency one, I think is $50. Then the 7 days working days, it will come out, I think it's around $30. That's the fourth step you need to take. Okay, the next step that you need to take is the 3 months bank statement of your provider. So your provider can be a relative, your parents, or your brother or sister, whatever, whether it's based in South Africa or based in Zimbabwe, that person needs to write an affidavit stating that you're going to be paying for your food, school fees, transportation, and just the upkeep while he's here in South Africa. And he needs to provide a 3-month bank statement. So 3-month bank statement and affidavit, and make sure on that 3-month bank statement there's enough money to prove that whoever's paying for you. Let me just give an example. Your parents the money that's at the account can sustain you with your leave. A meeting can be, I think it has to be more than, if I'm not mistaken, 10,000 rand, or Zimbabwean dollars, I think $600, $700 there. Your balance, the end balance. So with 3-month bank statement, make sure the closing balance, there's money enough for $700 or above 10,000 rands to show there's proof there's transactions that are happening and these guys can afford for you with your stay in South Africa. So once you have all those are the major documents you need to have. Those are the most important documents you need to have. Just in case, to be safe, not to get a rejection, I think you need to have a proof of accommodation when you get to South Africa to provide that you have accommodation where you stay. That's a lease, or if you're staying with a relative, they need to provide proof of accommodation with the affidavit. But if you're staying in a student accommodation or apartment, you need to get the lease with your apartment with your name and passport number on it. I'm not sure if that's a requirement, but just in case, you need to organize that. Once you gather all those documents, the last thing is to make your VFS or the Home Affairs application for submission. The way you submit, if you're in South Africa, you just go on the VFS South Africa website. You set a date, you apply, you set a date of your application of when you want to go submit. I think there's a payment that you need to pay. The amounts are there on the website, so I don't want to give you misinformation and tell you the figures here. You just go VFS South Africa, if you're in South Africa, to apply for a student permit. You see the charges there, you make the bank payment, then you send them, you get the proof of address. If you're in Zimbabwe, it's VFS Zimbabwe, they'll give you the dates, all the information, you find it there on the website. And I think it's the best, in my experience, it's faster to do an online payment than to do a bank payment. So if you do the online payment, they give you a date they allocate you dates, available date slots. That's when you select the date slots. Then once you get the date slots, they select your date. On your date, you go with all those documents that you have, that you provided, the original documents. Then you go and submit. Once you submit, you get a slip. Once you get the slip, I think you wait, is it 60 days, or it's less in Zimbabwe? South Africa is normally 60 days for your outcome to come through. Once you get your visa, your study permit visa, that's it, guys. Then you come and study, you enjoy your stay in South Africa. So that's all for today, guys. I hope this video was informative and educational enough for any people. If there's any question regarding a study permit application, please write on the comment section. I'll answer all the questions. I'll be checking out everything. Okay, guys, stay tuned for the next video. Bye.